Band-in-a-Box 2017 for Windows is here! We've been busy and added 80 new features and an amazing collection of new content, including 202 reel tracks, which is double the 101 that we've usually released in the past. Also included are 34 MIDI super tracks, instrumental studies, 12 key reel tracks, high Q guitar notation, styles for rediscovered reel tracks and MIDI super tracks, the new Sforzando synthesizer, and over 120 new reel styles. In this video, we're going to check out some of the great new features in Band-in-a-Box 2017, and we're also going to check out some of the amazing new content, such as the reel tracks and reel styles. First of all though, for those of you who may be new to Band-in-a-Box, I'll just explain a bit about what Band-in-a-Box is, and how it can work for you. Band-in-a-Box is an auto accompaniment program that allows you to type in any chord progression in any key, and it generates backing tracks for you. This is an amazing tool for practicing, songwriting, composing, teaching, and music production. And that's what you're hearing right now. Everything you're hearing here, including the soloist, and all the rhythm section instruments, was created simply by typing in these chords, picking this style, setting the tempo, and pressing play. Band-in-a-Box then did everything, and you can enter any chord progression in any key. I'll highlight this by making a couple of changes to this chord chart. I'll change the chords in the first 8 bars, and I'll change the key of the whole song. And now you can see that it's playing over our new progression in a completely different key, and it still sounds fabulous. Incidentally, this particular reel track utilizes the new high Q or high quality tab reel charts. This means that it's a highly accurate chart which includes bends, slides, hammer-ons and pull-offs, all displaying correctly in tab. There are select reel tracks that have this high Q tab feature, and you can add these new tab features to your own notation as well. We've had bends previously, but it now shows with this graphical arrow marking, and hammer-ons, pull-offs, and slides are completely new, also with graphical markings. And we've also made it possible to import this information from XML files exported from notation programs like Sibelius and Guitar Pro. You can also see that editing notation has been made clearer, with this yellow wide transparent vertical line clearly showing your exact location, and a rapid notation entry mode has been added in combination with the guitar or piano window. All of the reel tracks, reel drums, reel styles, and other content you'll hear in this video is available for Band-in-a-Box 2017 for Windows, either included in the Ultra Plus pack, Everything pack, or Audiophile edition, or is also available in individual sets. Here is a quick taste of the new content available with Band-in-a-Box 2017. We have new styles with Brent Mason, with many acoustic guitar blues styles. As well as soloists geared towards beginner learners, but with Brent's beautiful tone and tasty phrases. We have a set of Hawaiian styles. Various South American styles, such as this Peruvian festejo style. There are house styles, hip-hop and rap, Celtic harp, modern pedal steel, gypsy jazz guitars and accordions, hard rock with shuffle styles, and even eighth styles. And now I'll give you a brief overview of some of the exciting new features. And we'll also check out even more great content along the way. Here's another one of our exciting new reel tracks, the Crooner Ballad Big Band Reel Tracks Horns. Our crooner jazz horns were so popular last year that we've added 2 new full horn section styles. This ballad, and this crooner bossa style. As I mentioned earlier, there are 80 new features that have been added to Band-in-a-Box. You may have already noticed the exciting changes to the GUI. We've been mostly viewing this in the completely redesigned full screen mode. This has many requested improvements, including a new smaller footprint, a tabbed interface with all the same buttons as previous arranged in a similar, cleaner way, configurable toolbars, a floating mixer, and more. The toolbar area is now 1/3 of the previous vertical height, great for lower resolutions. But the old larger display is also still available as a separate mode. Great if you have a higher resolution and want to see the mixer at all times. Both of these viewing modes, as well as the DAW plugin mode, which is great for exporting tracks from Band-in-a-Box into digital audio workstations, are available with these handy buttons. And the drop station now has an additional drop target, which allows you to drag tracks there and then see additional options in a separate display. Another new feature is the Best Plain chord symbols font, which is very clear and readable, and has selectable options to use triangle for major, minus sign for minor, and half or full circle for half or full diminished chords. Here we're listening to one of our new jazz reel tracks, the Soprano Sax Waltz Soloist. and I've put together a band of previously released real tracks, including this MIDI Supertracks electric piano. We've added a new VST synthesizer, the Sforzando SFZ synth, with support for popular .sfc sound format, as well as PG Music's high-Q sounds. Many sounds that have been developed with the SFC format are available on the internet, and are ready to play with Band-in-a-Box using this synth. And your existing Band-in-a-Box high-Q sounds will play using this synthesizer. So right now it's playing an electric piano patch, but because it's a MIDI Supertrack style, it's easy to change it to acoustic piano. And as before, the Sforzando high-Q sounds are available from the instrument menus. In the past, our world styles have been incredibly popular, and we're now adding to that collection with exciting Latin American styles, like this Peruvian festejo style. This style features previous Real Tracks artist Ramon Stagnero on guitars, joined by his brother Oscar Stagnero on bass. Oscar literally wrote the book on Latin American bass styles, and on percussion we have the legendary musician Alex Acuna. While this demo is playing, let's check out some of the exciting new features in the style picker. For starters, there's a very handy new shortcut to get into the style picker. Just type S as if you were entering a chord, and when you press enter, that brings you into the style picker. There's a new action button with various options, including making and adding styles to user categories, which are analogous to playlists. So for example, I could create a new list called My Faves for Summer Days, add a bunch of styles, remove a couple, and then anytime I can filter to show these styles. And you can make as many user categories as you like. There's also a new song titles dialog. With our previous release, we added the feature to type in the name of a popular song, and Band-in-a-Box would show you styles that had similar grooves, feels, and tempos. For starters, the database has been expanded to include over 500 more popular songs, and the feature itself has been expanded so you can actually browse the song list. And there are buttons that can instantly do a Google search for that song, or open it in YouTube or Spotify. So, I could filter by Louis Armstrong, look at the list and say I'd like to find a style with a similar groove to Back Home Again in Indiana. And here's a great gypsy jazz style. Now just to be clear, it's not playing Back Home in Indiana, it's just showing a style with a similar groove and tempo. I'm going to use this over a short progression to demonstrate the new natural arrangements feature. If you give a pro musician a complicated chord progression with fancy extensions, like C7 flat 9 flat 13 or G minor 11, the musician may reinterpret these rather than playing them exactly as written. This can achieve a much better sounding arrangement because the musician has freedom to choose from similar chord extensions. Now you can get Band-in-a-Box to do the same thing. I have this set under arrangement options to always do it for jazz, so when I play this, I get a great natural sounding part from the rhythm section, despite chords like A7 flat 9 flat 13. You can also set it on a song basis or individual real tracks. There are lots of exciting real drums enhancements, most notably selectable time bass, so half time, double time, or triple time. Multi-drums are another new real drums feature, allowing multiple real drums and loops on the drums track. You can also place real drums on separate tracks now. So, for example, here's a bossa style at 140 beats per minute, with Brush's drums playing an eighth note groove also at 140 beats per minute. And you'd count this 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here's a completely different groove with completely different drums. A slow 16th pop groove at 70 BPM, which I would count as 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that 140 BPM bossa Brush's drum style could work very well here, as a double time real drum style. So I can pick that style and change the time bass to double time. And we get this cool Brush's groove with this pop style. And you can do the same in reverse with halftime, or you can turn fast waltz styles into slow sixteenths with the triple time feature. Here's one of our new Brent Mason nylon guitar styles, playing a slow 12/8 groove. And this one doesn't currently have any drums. I could pick a waltz style and set the time bass to triple. Also new with real drums is the ability to put multiple real drum styles on the drum track, great for layering percussion parts. So, for example, here's one of our new Shannon Forest real drum styles, and I'd like to add some congas to this. There are some preset combos you can use, but I'd like to create my own combination. So first I'll add some congas to this. Now I'll add the agogo bells. Now maybe I'll bring the agogo bells down in the mix, -5, and I'll add a loop, maybe a hip-hop loop. And I'll try out this Lone Star loop. We saw the Train Beat 12-key high Q tab demo earlier, and here is another one, also Brent Mason, playing a slow country pop soloist. Again, this was recorded in 12 keys, which means that there is no audio transposing, no matter what key you're using them in, which means there is no audio degradation from pitch shifting, and it means that what you're seeing in tab is exactly what Brent Mason played for that key, which is great for learning. And as with the Train Beat soloist, the tab looks great with new features like the graphical bend displays, slides, hammer-ons, and pull-offs. There are great new looping features. There are new hotkeys that make looping very easy. You can just type in L to turn on looping with the settable default. And you can do things like type L8 to loop 8 bars, or L2,9, meaning loop 2 bars starting at bar 9. There's also a loop feature that's great for intense practice routines. If you want to learn a certain passage, you can set it so that as it's looping, it mutes a certain instrument at certain times, so you can listen through once, then play without that instrument, then listen again, and you can set it to do this a certain number of times before advancing. As many songwriters know, Band in a Box is a great tool for helping with songwriting and composing, and Real Track Set 263 is a songwriter's toolkit with great styles designed specifically with songwriting in mind, including this even eighths based Brent Mason acoustic guitar style. I'm going to press New to get a blank chord sheet, so I can create a brand new song with this style, and I'll make it in the key of F. Many users may be familiar with the chord builder, and we've enhanced this with a chord theory section. The chord theory section displays and suggests chords that are most popular in the current key. The top row is diatonic chords. Other rows add additional chords that are part of the key, such as dominant 7th approach, slash chords, parallel minor, diminished, and more. This allows you to quickly enter chords by clicking on the most common chords in the key. For example, if you stick to the top row, diatonic, the chord progression will be a typical song progression. Choosing from additional rows will add variation and color to the progression. This is a fun, interactive way to enter and explore chord progressions and learn music chord theory at the same time. We have them currently set to pop chords, but you can change that to jazz chords as well. So, I've got a song now. And now maybe I'll add some drums to this. There are also some other requested new features that we've added, such as a volume control on the media player in the various dialogues. User tracks enhancements include waltz support, rests, and more. And faster overall performance for things like initial boot up time and individual dialogues like the Real Tracks picker. We hope you enjoy all of the exciting new features, new Real Tracks, and other new content in Band in a Box 2017 for Windows.